welcome all to the Psychic Talk Radio Network and the Mystical Musings with Mary Brown show. I am that Mary Brown, and I am your host for our first show of the new year 2020 here on Psychic Talk Radio. We're very thrilled. I'm very thrilled to be able to have that opportunity to host the first new show of the new year for the network. So this is pretty exciting. We do have a topic today, a new ritual for the new year. We'll get into that in a little bit. Just wanted to let you know that this is a live call-in show. If you would like to call in to talk about the new year and your hopes for it, or if you'd like to get a mini reading from me, the number to call is 714-816-4628. That number again is 714-816-4628. We also have a chat room that you can post comments in or keep up with the show, talk to other people listening to the show, or even post a question for a mini reading in there. And that chat room is actually on the Tarot Guild site. You can get there by joining the Tarot Guild. It's free to join, and the address is tarotguild.com/chat is where you find our chat room. And if you haven't already, please do also join our Facebook group. We have a Facebook group for the Tarot Guild on Facebook, and we also have one for all our radio shows on Psychic Talk, and you can find that by going to you can search for it if you want to on Facebook. Search for Psychic Talk Radio. Make sure you join the group and also like the page. We have a page in a group. But you can also just go to psychictalk.net/Facebook, and that'll take you right to the group. So, Happy New Year, everyone. I hope everyone's 2020 is off to a great start here. I know we have a bunch of people in the on the switchboard here, waiting to get their chance on the air here, and I will be getting to those shortly in a few minutes. First things first, I do want to kind of discuss this concept of a new ritual for a new year, and then after that, we'll go straight to your calls and see who is out there. And we will be taking calls in the order in which people come on. So, stand in the queue, basically. So, and then we'll bring you on. All right. So let's get to this. I am, if you listen to this show, the Mystical Musings show, you know that I'm not really all that big on adopting other people's concepts or ideas, and especially when it comes to things like rituals, because I feel like for a ritual to be a meaningful experience for you, that it should, be meaningful to you, that it should be comprised of things that you feel a connection to and that you feel, are really personal for you. So that's what this is about. This is not so much about giving you a ritual to write down and copy and then you just adopt it as your own. This is more about you developing a new ritual for this new year of 2020. All right? And why is that important? Well, tell you the truth, I don't really know. I did get a message from my angels that this is what many people are going to benefit from doing this year. 2020, it's an interesting year already, isn't it? I already feel like it's going to be a year where we can, a really great potential, where there's a lot of things that we can get accomplished, a lot of, I feel like things that we can make progress in that maybe we haven't made progress in previous years. And at the same time, I do feel like it's going to, the energy of 2020 is a bit of a bumpy ride, a lot of highs and lows, but also like a lot of momentum building up. So here's what we're going to talk about here with this new ritual. So the very first thing, and we can all do this while we're listening unless we're driving. Hopefully we're not driving. You can also play this in archive and do this later when you have the time to. But this is really simple. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to create our own personal sacred space. We talk about creating sacred space, opening and closing sacred space. Those are things that we talk about a lot. But I want you to think of this as your personal space. And it's very simple. I want you to take your hands and put them in prayer position is an easy way to describe it, where your hands are together, your fingertips are touching, and your palms are touching, but they're not flattened against each other. We want to leave a little bit of space in between those palms. And you're going to take your hands in that prayer position at your heart center. So in front of your chest, basically where your heart center would be, your heart chakra, if you want to call it that. And then now that we're sitting there, our hands are in prayer position. We're calm. We're centered, because our hands are at prayer position in front of our heart center. I want you to take those hands and I want you to reach up above your head. Feel your hands. They can be stretched out now, still fingertips touching, but maybe barely, a little more space. And you are in the area of your 8th chakra, the luminous energy of the 8th chakra. This is the area where the energetic structure of your soul starts and comes down around you. So I want you to just feel that energy above your head, above your body, your 8th chakra, and now you're going to take that radiant ball of energy that you can feel. You can feel it coming in between your palms, your hands, with your fingertips barely touching each other. You're going to bring down that wonderful energy of your soul star chakra, and you're going to bring it down and envelop yourself in it by bringing your hands all the way down to your sides and pointing your fingertips towards the earth, towards the ground. You've just created this nice envelope of energy radiating around you, okay? You've just actually created a micro-universe that is outside ordinary time and space. This is your time and space. And you've got this radiant, luminous energy enveloping you. And now I want you to bring those hands that are down by your side and bring them back up to prayer position at your heart center, and just be with it. And you can do this ritual as often as you would like to. And this year, how do you make it your own? How is this a new ritual for a new year for you? What do you want inside that micro universe? You can add things. You can call in the 4 archangels of the cardinal directions, or you could call in 4 of the great power animals, depending on what paradigm that you are familiar with. Whatever it is that you call in, you can call in energies of compassion and love and protection and strength and courage. What do you need? What do you want to bring into your micro universe this year? What is going to help you? What is going to help you in the things that you want to accomplish, things that you want to change? Think about it. You don't have to have all those answers right now. You don't have to know everything right now, but I want you to just think about it and feel like, what am I going to bring into that nice micro universe of myself that I've created this energy that's all around me now. It's my personal space, my personal sacred space. If it feels sacred, if you want to make it sacred, make it sacred. Bring in the angels. Bring in whatever is meaningful to you. And you can walk around all day with this. Your micro universe. The world outside is doing what the world outside is doing. It's chaos out there sometimes, right? And other times it's really beautiful and it's loving. But regardless, you've got this wonderful micro universe of energy around you filled with the things that are meaningful to you, that are helping you to succeed or reminding you the course that you want to be on, the path that you want to be on. So that is your new ritual for the new year. You can work on that. You don't have to have it all together right now in your head. This is something that also can evolve. Maybe you bring in different things into your micro universe. And as the year progresses, maybe you accomplish some of these goals earlier than you think. Maybe the change that you're looking for happens quicker than you can imagine. And then you're like, okay, well, I don't need help with that anymore, so I'm going to thank those energies that helped that change to come, that helped me to progress in the way that I wanted to. And now I ask for something new to come in. So it's flexible, so in and out, right? We bring things, everything's temporary anyways. The situation that you're in today is not going to be the situation you're going to be in forever, whatever forever may be to you, okay? So as that we adapt and as that we grow and as we grow and we change and we adapt, the things that we want to surround ourselves, our micro universe, the things we want to fill our micro universe with may change as well, and that's fine. This is your ritual that has meaning for you. You can also do things to remind yourself of this throughout the year. You can set up a little altar if you want with little things, maybe stones, feathers, sticks, incense, herbs, whatever it is that's going to represent those things that you are walking around with in your micro universe that are supporting you. You can do that if you need the reminder. Chances are you may not need a reminder because you're going to be walking around in this wonderful energy all the time. So, Happy New Year. Happy new ritual and happy new you. Okay. All right. So why don't we go ahead and start taking some calls? We have a bunch of calls here. Oh, everybody there. And again, if you would like to call in for a mini reading or just to shoot the breeze, the number to call is area code 714-816-4628. One more time, 714-816-4628. And just going to take a quick little look here to see if anything's happening in the chat room on the Tarot Guild, thetarotguild.com/chat. I see Dax Carlisle in there. Hello, Dax. All right, so let's see who has been waiting the longest on the line here. And we have area code 203. Area code 203. Caller, are you there?
Hi, I am.
Hi, what's your name and where are you calling from?
My name's Pat. I'm calling from Connecticut.
Okay, Pat from Connecticut? Okay, and what did you want to talk about today, Pat?
I'm really hoping that the misfortune that continues in 2020 is kind of winding up with myself and my dog. I don't know if you're comfortable.
Yourself and your dog?
Yeah. I don't know if you're comfortable answering these questions, but I just stopped a treatment for myself that I felt was causing some damage. I don't know if you can tune into that and confirm or not.
I don't do medical questions because I'm not a doctor.
Okay.
Did you stop this under your doctor's guidance?
On one of my therapist is glad that I stopped it.
Okay. Okay, good. So you've got a medical professional like aware of what's going on. That's important. But what else do we want to look at this with all this stuff
Well,
going on with you? What's a
well,
non-medical question? non.
well, everything has been. I've been working really, really, really hard, really investing in trying to change the course of my life and kind of reap rewards, and everything just continues to crumble and fall apart, and like Murphy's Law, it's I'm just watching it, holding on and just watching, stepping back and observing and hanging on, and I'm kind of stunned. It doesn't stop.
Okay, so how long of a period are we talking about where you feel this has been the case?
Ultimately, it's been my whole life, and I can say I'm 66. I can say around 58, I made a real serious attempt to start making changes, and since then, through many cycles, I've made even more serious attempts. And I felt probably about 4 years ago, if I didn't really make changes because of my age, things were going to really cement. And I've made, therapy and all kinds of stuff, some real serious attempts. My therapist can attest that I'm incredibly strong, brave person. Other people wouldn't be here. I'm going to cry because of all that I've been through. Others wouldn't have survived. And, I can almost laugh at it. I can say that I can say, okay, I made this choice before I came in. But honestly, I'd like some relief. I'd like some peace. At this point, I'd like some reward. Reward would just mean some peace and some ease. Ability to take care of my animals, ability to be able to go for medicine or vet, things like that.
Okay, so with your animals, the problem is finances. Really, it's not.
Yeah.
And any serious issues with them, or just your basic care and maintenance?
Well, he's got issues now that require money.
Right.
And it's just draining.
Sure. And have you reached out to like any animal advocacy groups in your area to see if they can maybe help, or?
Yeah, I'm online.
Okay.
I'm online, and it's sort of a catch-22. It's got to be an emergency, but then you've got to fill out so many applications. And there's one that looked hopeful, but Credit Care has to refuse you. But Credit Care isn't going to refuse you. They want to take you and then take you on for 6 months and then say, bam, you got to pay now. And Credit Care is kind of ridiculous. I can put it on a charge, and then worry about paying it myself. So far, no luck with all that. I'm proactive in that stuff, and
good.
I do what I can.
I always like to mention it because not everybody's aware that sometimes that help can exist in your community. But let's look at this whole feeling like you can't kind of get out of this sort of cycle. It's that the way you described it, it's like you feel like you're in this loop of like things going awry every time, and for years, and just seeing what kind of advice can come up on that, because this is we just do many readings on the show, and this is like a huge multifaceted kind of issue that you're looking at wanting to change, But one thing that's really interesting is this idea of like inner peace. It's like if that would be the reward you said, right? If you could just get that, a semblance or a feeling of some inner peace, right? And
Well, honestly, I'd like a heck of a lot more, but I mean, I've just been taken down to my knees so much that I've left
yeah,
very little at this point. I'd be happy with very little at this point. I've been humbled so much that.
sure. And that's what happens is, circumstances can bring us down to our knees in that way. I pulled a couple cards for you, which is interesting. And the reason I'm kind of honing in on this inner peace is because the card that comes up is all about that. It's about bringing peace to like troubled waters, troubled times, basically. And it's talking about trying to find new solutions this year to old problems, which makes it seem as if the things that are causing you to not have that sense of inner peace are things that have not been resolved for a while. These aren't necessarily brand new problems that are cropping up, but there seems to be some underlying issues that haven't been resolved. And of course, we're not going to resolve those overnight as well. But were you able to listen to like the first part of the show before I brought you on the air? Okay.
I was, and I was actually working on cooking some food up for my dog.
Oh,
Sorry.
oh, that's wonderful. No, that's wonderful that you cook for them. But I want you to, later on, because these shows are saved in archive, I want you to go back and listen to that and think about that concept of, what energies that you can focus on bringing in to that ritual that you think would serve you. And what is it when it comes to the number one, like, biggest obstacle? If you can, like, define what that big obstacle maybe is. Sometimes when we define, take a big thing that's really, we feel like we're stuck, if we can give a name to it or an idea to it or a word to it, then we can it helps us bring it down to size. And we say, oh, okay, well, it's not this overwhelming thing that's never going to change. Instead, this is something that I know what it is now. I can define it, I can feel it, and I can decide how to approach it better. So I'm just going to ask that you work on those things. I think that the asking for inner peace is not a little thing at all. I think that is probably the most number one, fundamental thing, And again, if you can avoid thinking in terms of always, never, anything that's like feels like it makes a concept or an idea or what you're going through too large of an issue that it'll never be solved, because I think progress definitely can be made. And I don't think that you're too old to, or anything like that, where the pattern is set and nothing's going to change it. I think this is a year of flexibility for you and for a lot of people. And so I'm just asking that we try and bring in new energy to these old problems, and not give up. That's what January is about. That's what the New Year is about. That's what the new resolutions are about. It's like when we resolve again to this time, we're going to confront this in a new way. So I thank you for calling. I hope that was helpful to you. Blessings in the new year. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Okay. Well, thank you, Pat from Connecticut, and let's all wish Pat the best in this new year, and that she is able to make some headway on the things she's trying to resolve, and that she does find that inner peace that she's looking for. All right, so we're going to rattle, 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 rattle in the good energy and the bright blessings of 2020 for all of our listeners, for Pat who called in, and let's see who our next caller is waiting patiently in line here out there in the airways. Area code 917. Area code 917. Hi, caller.
Hey.
What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hey, Mary, this is Terry. I'm calling from Brooklyn. How are you today? And Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Calling from Brooklyn. What are you going to talk about?
Okay. So, I'm getting back into acting wholeheartedly in 2020.
Yay.
More than likely, yes, it's not going to happen until maybe around June, which is fine. Now, I asked this question to Dax about a year ago. The thing is, I'm intuitive. So now I'm starting to see visions, okay? So I had a vision, yes, clearly yesterday, that it's two shows. I see two shows. So I had a vision of the show that's called Big Brother, comes on Channel 2. And then I'm having another vision for a Real Housewives show. So,
are you a housewife?
Yeah.
Awesome. So you're a Real Housewife. Awesome. Real Housewives of Brooklyn. Can you imagine? That would be great.
Well, I'm moving to Jersey. So I'm moving to Jersey before summer. Yeah. So I'm trying to see where this housewife show will be, because I am originally from Long Island. I think preferably just wanted to see what the cards say. Should I go with the Big Brothers, which that's really not me, or should I go with the housewives?
Okay, well, let's take a look at this. I'll tell you what, we can kind of do a comparison and see which one, what the cards come up for both of these. So looking at this Big Brother bus opportunity and looking at the housewives opportunity, what's that look like? I'm going to use tarot cards for this one. That's a good side-by-side. Wow. I know you said it's not really you, but the Big Brother one looks more promising, really. It looks like there's some, it's like this, like it could go somewhere. We've got the Knight of Wands, we've got the Queen of Wands, but we do have the Moon card. So there's still, some things that are like not quite, maybe clearly defined with the Moon card. We can talk about the lack of clarity. It's followed though by the Knight of Wands. So this might be something like the opportunity arises and we just go for it, even if we're not exactly sure what all it's going to entail. Now, when I look at the housewife stuff, I'll say this: the Fool card is right in the center. So anything's possible with the Fool. It talks about the unexpected and spontaneous actions, right? That could be something. What's interesting with it is we also have a couple other major cards with it, the Tower card and the Death card with the Fool card in the center. So it's saying this could be a huge, kind of upset that happens with that. But then when I think of the Housewives show, right? There's huge upsets. It's like they must be drawing the Tower every day on that show, right? You see all the
okay.
So it is a card of a lot of drama, right? And that really is fitting. And the Fool card, I would say, you never know, right? Anything can happen with the Fool. And the Death card that comes up, the Death card is a card of transformation. So I feel like this, that if, in fact, you end up doing one of these housewives show, that it's gonna be a big life change for you. Okay? I think that's going to be a huge game changer. I think that it's going to be a real, intense, dramatic event. Okay, let the tower indicate. But you know what the Fool card is about? Is about taking the leap of faith and jumping in, and not necessarily feeling like we have a game plan. We just go for it. And you're talking about really getting to acting. Well, what's one of the major things about acting is you got to be in the moment, and that's what the Fool card asks us to do. So
True.
I think both of these possibilities are interesting. It seems like there's more of like a movement forward though with the Big Brother one, but the house life, I
Yes.
wouldn't rule it out. And if it happens, I think it's going to be a huge game changer for you.
Okay, so you know what? I'll stick with the Big Brother. I'll stick with the Big Brother. All right, thank you so much. I just wanted to see what it meant. Okay, thank you. Talk to you soon.
You're welcome. Take care. Bye-bye. Okay, well, that was fun. Always good to hear from Terry in Brooklyn. And we are already at the midway point of the show here. This is a time we'll get back to calls in just a couple minutes. This is a great time for when we like to talk about the things that are upcoming on the Psychic Talk Network. And so let's see what shows we have coming up in 2020. This the first show today of 2020, and our next show is going to be on Monday, January 6th. That's going to be 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern. That's the Wisdom of the Soul show with your host, Janice Fuchs. And then that is followed also on Monday at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern, with the Compassionate Light Healing and Guidance show with your host, Catherine Hahn. She's going to be talking about your vision for 2020. What's your vision for 2020? And on Friday, January 10th, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern, the Doctors Are In show with your hosts, Dr. Rose Wilkerson and Dr. Dax Carlisle. They'll be doing open lines all show long and doing tarot mini readings, and they will be discussing personal year numbers for 2020. And then I'll be back on the Psychic Saturday show on Saturday, January 11th with my co-host Dax Carlisle. Welcome to 2020, World Year of 4. Going to be discussing that. Dax will be letting us know as our resident numerologist supreme. He will be letting us know all about what it means to be in a world year of 4. Plus, as always, we'll have open lines and be doing mini readings and taking your calls. Okay, so those are what's the shows upcoming on the Psychic Talk Radio Network. You can find those, actually, if you don't remember everything I just read off, because I did read them off. I read them off by going to psychictalk.net/upcoming. It's a great place to kind of bookmark that page, and you can keep up with the shows. And also another great way to keep up with the shows is to join our Facebook group, the Psychic Talk Radio Facebook group. You can find that by going to psychictalk.net/Facebook. And if you need to get in touch with me, you want to book a reading, a little bit longer than the mini readings that we do, I offer 20-minute and 45-minute readings. You can find me and book a reading by going to psychictalk.net/Mary, Mary. All right, so let's see, get my rattle out again. Let's see who has been waiting the longest. We're going to get back to our callers here, and it looks like there's our caller, and that is area code 619. Caller, are you there? Area code 619.
Yes, I'm here. Hi. Thank you so much for taking my phone call.
Oh, you're so welcome. What's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm Ann. My name is Ann, and I'm calling from California.
And from California. What did you want to talk about?
Well, I have this question.
Mm-hmm.
There is a legal case in the court going on that I really didn't want to participate, but now then I had no choice. And at this point, I just want to stop it and close it because I'm really not enjoying and I do not like where it's all going. It's too much work and time consuming too. Do you think that if I will withdraw the petition and everything, it will go away and I will be kind of left, they will give me some peace and, or because the next hearing is in March. I do not want to continue and go to that next hearing. And also, someone told me just go back to court, withdraw the petition, tell them you don't want to continue. Do you think it will go away, this legal situation, or not? It will be actually in my favor or not? Because, I do not like the way it's going, and I do not want to have more problems. People go to court to get some. Yeah, go ahead.
Right. Well, you have a lawyer, obviously, right?
No, that's a problem. I do not have a lawyer. It's terribly expensive, and the whole situation doesn't give me any monetary benefit. So it's foolish to spend thousands on lawyer and drag it out.
Right.
It's like even the winning will not give me any benefit financial, but morally, I do not want to participate in this. It's very draining. And there is no point of doing this if there is no financial even benefit of doing this. It's kind of foolish, honestly. So, if I will withdraw the petition tomorrow or in the next few days, will it go away? I do not want to this, and will it be kind of in my favor, the whole decision that I withdrew the petition?
Right. Well, I'm just thinking, how can I approach this as a tarot reader? Because I'm not a lawyer and, I can't give any sort of legal advice because I don't have that licensing. It's kind of one thing it's a big no-no for readers and psychics to do. If you don't have the appropriate licensing as a lawyer or a doctor or a financial advisor, then you can't really give out that advice. But,
no, it's not legal advice.
A way that I can. Right. So, look, what I can do, though, what I can do is just look at this, from a higher perspective, So, basically, if you take the actions that you're thinking of taking right now, the course that you're thinking of taking right now, are you going to find that you're happy with the results of making that decision? How about that? And looking at that.
You can do that. Yeah, you can do that. And my main point, I want this whole situation to go away from me. That's all.
Right. Well,
that's
look, here's what comes up. The first thing that comes up is the High Priestess, okay? And that's when we listen to our gut feelings, listen to our intuition. If you feel that your intuition is guiding you, that's, you're just inner knowledge, inner wisdom is saying, I need to, do this. I need to go this direction with this. I need to let it go. I need to, whatever you're deciding to do here. We go from the High Priestess into the Moon card. Now, the Moon, obviously, it talks about the need for reflection, but it is also another card of intuition, okay? And then straight from that, we end with the Six of Swords. Now, the Six of Swords has kind of a healing quality to it. It's like when we've been through a rough time, we've been through a rough seas, and then we are able to navigate our way out of that so that it's tranquil. We have a sense of peaceful sailing now. And so I feel like what this is saying quite clearly, really, is that if you follow your own intuition, your own inner wisdom and knowledge, your gut feelings about this, the outcome is going to be one where it gets peaceful again for you. It's a healing thing, healing energy to that Six of Swords. So feel like you're not going to make a mistake if you follow your gut instincts with this, if you follow your intuition. And that's probably the closest I can get to really, getting into to this, the questions you have surrounding the situation, but the cards are really clear. You need to do what you're being drawn to do, what you feel like is the right decision for you. And another part of that too is sometimes we wonder, like, how do we know that we're listening to our intuition and we're not just listening to our fear or our mind chatter? And a way to do that is to put your hands on your stomach, over your solar plexus. Okay, so your stomach region, it's like your sacral chakra, and then your solar plexus is above it, like right below the rib cage. And think about making that choice. Think about the decision that you're considering.
Hey, I'm sorry.
See how you feel.
I made a decision already, but the thing is, I don't know, even with this decision, the whole situation will go away. I made a decision. I have no doubts in this. I'm pulling out this.
Good.
I'm withdrawing the application, but the thing is, will the whole legal situation go away? That's probably the most part, because I have no doubts in making this decision, but no one knows if it will help to get rid of this whole situation and have peace and quiet again.
Well, that's what the Six of Swords is about, is peace and quiet. So do you feel like this is like an intuitive decision you made?
No, it was more logical decision. I am intuitive too, but it was very logical decision. I just wanted the whole situation go away from me, and the only way to do this is just to withdraw the petition. But I don't know if it will take the whole legal situation that was created with this petition away or not. That's the whole thing.
Right.
Sometimes you just want to get away from something, and no matter what you do, it kind of haunts you and chases you. So that's my point. I'm at this point, I'm just trying to say, please leave me alone, take it away from me. I do not want it, but we don't know if it will stop at that point.
Right. So the die's been cast, basically. You've already done it. Do we see you still being haunted by all this?
No, I have not done. I'm going to do this.
No.
But again, I'm just saying you an example that I made a decision. I'm not changing it, but I don't know if the whole legal situation will go away from me or not.
Right. Well, the best I can tell you about that, because again, I'm not a lawyer, is that the cards that come up are indicating that things get peaceful and that things get better with that Six of Swords. So
that's what I want. I want my life back. Exactly.
Oh, well, I wish you the best, and thank you so much for calling.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you.
Bye-bye. All right. Okay. So let me just reshuffle these cards here. And, for everybody listening and for callers, again, we're doing mini readings live on the air, or we're just chatting about whatever you'd like to chat about. But when it comes to health questions, you should talk to a doctor or somebody in the medical professional. Talk to an osteopath. It doesn't have to be a GP if you're not into mainstream medicine. Go to talk to whoever, physical therapist, your chiropractor, whatever. I'm not advocating for a certain type of treatment or doctor or anything. I'm just saying I am not a medical professional, and that is not the kind of advice that I give. And the same goes for legal situations. I'm not a lawyer, and I don't give legal advice. And as well as like investments, financial decisions, I'm not, anything that generally there are licensed professionals that do it. Okay, those aren't necessarily the questions you want to bring to a tarot reader. Now, that doesn't mean that there aren't tarot readers out there that read on health and read on legal situations. And darn, sometimes if they don't hit the nail on the head, sure. I'm not disputing that it, just because something can be done doesn't always mean that it should be done. And I have pretty clear-cut ethics when it comes to what I read on as a reader and other readers out there, I encourage you to do the same, because that is, there's a reason that there's boards and licensing and stuff for certain things. You don't want to, regardless of how good you think you are as a reader or as a psychic, stay in your lane. That's my philosophy, because there's a lot of good reasons behind why people have to go through everything that they go through to become a medical doctor or to become a lawyer. And I feel like, I have respect for those professions as well. I know a lot of people have mixed results, right? Maybe. That's true. I've had a lot of positive results myself. So anyways, enough about that, but just to let you know, no, I'm not going to give legal or medical advice. Not going to do it. Okay? So let's look at other things. I'm a spirituality coach. We can give spiritual advice. We can look at things from a higher perspective. And sometimes that helps to kind of have a team, have your legal or your medical professional, on the spot, doing the triage, dealing with the situation as it is on the ground, and consult me or any other reader out there that you feel comfortable with about kind of the higher perspective of some of those situations. Okay? All right, so let's see who is on the line now, who has been holding the longest, and it is area code 413. Area code 413,
Hello.
caller, are you there? Hi, what's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Allie, and I'm calling from Massachusetts.
Allie from Massachusetts. Oh, my gosh. Is it cold? Is it snow everywhere? Massachusetts.
It's cold. It's cold and a little bit of snow. We haven't had as much as we normally get.
Oh, that's good. I lived in Massachusetts for a very short period of time, a couple of months, in a place called Ayer, Ayer, and my goodness, all I saw was snow.
I live about an hour away. I think that's in the Berkshires, right?
Yeah. Oh,
yeah,
wow.
I live about an hour away from there. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. So what do we want to talk about? Do you want a mini reading, or what are you up to, Allie?
Let me tell you, since about November, it seems like I want to make lots of changes, like spur-of-the-moment changes. So I would like to, I guess, know what's going on this year. My husband and I are trying to sell a house and buy a house for the last 2 months. We haven't been successful. Yesterday I found out that a job just opened up that I'm very interested in, that I'd really love to take. So it's like, okay, I guess it's the year of changes for me.
My goodness.
It's like year of hopeful changes.
Okay, well, we can kind of look at that. Is this, in fact, going to be a year of positive changes for you? These sound also like huge changes, the buying and selling of a house, getting a new job, that's a lot. But let's just see what kind of, we're off to a wild start is what it sounds like.
And it started before the year started.
Okay, so you got the momentum already has been building.
Right. We have an accepted offer on the new house, except we've had our house on the market for 2 months now. We've dropped the price multiple times, have not had one offer. We've had some people interested, but no one's put an offer in, and it's just frustrating.
All right. So we can kind of zone in on, and that's the selling of the house that you have, right?
Right. But
That's
then
been
my husband also suggested that if we don't sell our house, then we could add on to this house, which is a great idea. However, I don't like waiting. I'm not patient now because it's frustrating.
Yeah, well, that's the trick of patience. It's easy to be patient when you're not frustrated, right?
Yeah,
that's easy. It's like, sure, I can be patient. I'm not waiting for anything to happen here. But look, yeah, so just sort of zoning in on the house itself. Yeah, we're almost there. You know, the thing that's interesting, the full card comes up, so I feel like there's something new coming in here. We have the Knight of Pentacles with that, so I feel like we're talking about like maybe a new buyer coming into the picture. So it feels like the people that have already looked at it and thought about it, it just feels like, nothing is necessarily going to come through there. I feel like they're still not making a decision to buy. Okay. The interesting thing, though, is that with the full card, we get the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands to me is like, when we've almost reached the end of our rope, we can feel a lot of frustration with it. It's a card of heavy burden. But it also signals like the end of a cycle. So saying like we're almost there, and then underneath that full card is the Two of Cups. So it's like a couple that comes along that's interested in buying it. Time frame for this, I feel like this is something that could happen within the next 4 weeks. Okay.
Okay. We have an open house tomorrow, so.
Oh, good. Good. Yeah, keep your eye out for a couple, that's like really kind of, couple. Like they're clearly together, kind of, maybe kind of like mid-30s, early 40s age range there. And then just like let's just take a quick peek at this overall year of big changes idea. see if that is what it looks like, is going on here. All right, so looking at this year, big changes for you. The World card, the High Priestess. So you already have the intuition that it's a year of big changes. We have, I would say it's a year of big cards. We have all these major arcana cards that comes up. The High Priestess is going to be really important to listen to your intuition this year. The Empress energy with the World energy, this nice, grounded in reality, earthy energy of both of those cards. The Empress is interesting because it really is about growth and abundance and nurturing, like things that we nurture this year are going to be things that are going to grow for us. So when you look at, changing houses, okay, that's one thing. Anything that you do around the house, maybe it's Massachusetts, so would you plant a garden? You're probably not going to plant a garden. I don't know. People plant gardens in Massachusetts, maybe. But it doesn't have to be as like, on the nose nurturing like that. It can also be the things that you nurture inside you, your creativity. That's what the Empress part is about. And nurturing the relationship as well, making that new house that you get, because it seems like you're going to be getting a different house instead of expanding the old one.
Could it be nurturing because I'm a teacher and I'm looking to get a supervisory job in special ed?
That's definitely part of nurturing, isn't it? When we have children that we're helping them, and the World card is definitely involves like, what we do in public, what we do in our career. So but I don't think it's like just going to be about one thing. I think this year of big changes has a lot of connection to, you following your intuition as you make these changes, or them guiding you to make these changes. And, so like, are any of these things, do these ideas come up spontaneously for you? That's one way to kind of think about it.
The house definitely did come up spontaneously. My husband was going to vote, and he saw the house, and he's loved this house for years. And it went up on the market, and we really weren't going to be looking at any houses. We were talking about what we would do, but we just weren't ready until this house came up on the market. And I said, okay. So I'm like, okay, let's see how much we can afford. Can we even afford this house? Can we blah, blah, blah? And we got pre-approved. Our friend who's a realtor got us in to see the house, and we absolutely loved it. So literally we put the offer in, they accepted it. The next day we put our house on the market, and then it went like, our house just has not sold. When it comes to this new position, I had a feeling that the position would be opening up. Like I intuitively kind of felt, okay, it's going to come up. And intuitively, I feel like, it's kind of the job for me. However, I don't have the license for it. I have the passion for it. I have more than the degree that they need. I am just finishing up my doctoral degree, literally working on my paper right now. It's going to be done by February 3rd, so I have more than enough education. The administration component probably isn't completed, but I knew about it until, we got the email yesterday that it happened, and I'm like, oh, I guess I'm going to apply to it. So I applied to it today. So, but that's kind of my personality. I kind of take it when it comes, if that makes sense.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome. So, and then the last card that comes up here, I think, is a kind of an interesting one, and it kind of goes back to this idea we touched on briefly about patience. Okay, the patience is going to be kind of a factor in a lot of this stuff that we have to think of it in terms of like not being made to wait, okay, and just be in limbo. We're not talking about patience like that. We're talking about patience that allows things to develop, that we give it time. We put this nurturing into it. We're using our intuition, and we're going to need moments where we can take a step back and just kind of breathe a little bit, let things develop, let them unfold, let the nurturing, start to yield results, because that's how change does happen. It's kind of like a muscle. It's kind of like if you were in a gym and you were working out, and say you were working on your biceps and you really wanted to build up your biceps. So your biceps aren't going to get built up by constantly working them, right? They need to rest, because that's how muscles grow. They expand, they retract, and they build. And so think of it in that way. But those are the cards that come up. I think it's going to be a stellar year for you, and I think you're just going to need to take a few moments, let things unfold, take a step back, and then go back at it and keep listening to your intuition and keep nurturing the things that you want to grow in your life in 2020. Okay? Thanks for calling.
That sounds wonderful. Thank you.
You're so welcome. Bye-bye. All right. Well, we are out of time already. It is the end of the show. I want to thank everybody for tuning in to listen today. I hope that you all, go back and listen and work on your personal micro universe new ritual for the new year of 2020. Work on that. Join our Facebook groups for Psychic Talk Radio on Facebook. You can find that by going to psychictalk.net/Facebook, or you can just search for it on Facebook, Psychic Talk Radio. Join the group, like the page. Also join the Tarot Guild. The Tarot Guild is the Tarot Guild, THE tarotguild.com. We also have a Facebook group as well for the Tarot Guild. And I will see all of you, or I will at least talk to all of you, or you'll hear me. Because we're doing radio. Sometimes I get out there and I'm like, they're not really seeing me, are they? But I'll be back. How about that? Next Saturday with my co-host, Dax Carlisle, on the Psychic Saturday show. Happy New Year, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye-bye.